Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Taco Imposters for Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. 2023. My good gosh. I can't believe it's this date already. Yep. Man, it's like, whoa, but okay. That's not it's time. Time will do that to you. So yeah, I don't know what else to talk about really for this episode because I'm always that kind of guy. Also, I've recorded an episode, Monday or something, or so. And then that's going up next Monday, and then this one's going up 2 Mondays from the third. So the third, not the third, but the next Monday. So this bed is terrible. Um, yeah. So my bed, what's it called, comes off all the time. My covers, what's it called? My bed sheet. Yeah. So I mean, look, I don't know. It's just always an awkward thing that just comes off all the time. But yeah, I went. So I don't know what to talk about, but I went to my library yesterday and I picked up two books. One, Dr. Seuss, The Cat Behind the Hat, The Art of Dr. Seuss. Theodore Geisel's his real name, if you didn't know that. And I mean, look, it's an interesting thing to read because it's very like it's a good, probably a good book where it like shows what went behind him. It is behind um Dr. Seuss, and so look, in my opinion, look, I don't think Dr. Seuss is the biggest racist. Yes, Yordle the turtle was an allegory for, or was like an animal farm setup where like Yordle the turtle is literally Hitler, and he was a communist. I would say no, he was a Nazi sympathizer, Theodore Geisel, and so like, yeah, okay, fine. There's problem with the man. The man, he's not a perfect man, but nobody is. There's only one man who was ever perfect who walked this face of the earth, and it was Jesus. So I got hair in the back of my throat from this stupid microphone. I got in my mouth. The hairiest microphone I've ever seen in my life, but wow, it's bad. Anyway, turn up a little bit more. So yeah, I mean, that's my opinion on like Theodore Geisel. I don't have a problem. I mean, yes, he's racist. You can say he's racist, but like, who before like the 2010s wasn't racist or hadn't said something or tweeted something or wrote about something or was quoted being racist, saying something racist, right? Like, don't give me that crap, okay? People are racist. I mean, I'm sure I've been racist and not like noticed what I did, right? In my opinion, like racism is also a relative thing. Like, I was listening to or watching, I saw a clip of Tyler the Creator was being interviewed by Larry King, okay? And Larry King asked Tyler the Creator, "Do you use the N word?" And Tyler went, he said the word, right? He just full on said the word, and I was just like, wow. But he goes, but that was because I grew up in a whole different time, A, and B, it's just a word. If you put power to that word, if you make that word offensive, yeah, I can call you anything, and you could find that offensive. You could say hello to someone, and they'd be like, "Whoa, never say that to me. That's offensive. That's racist. That's whatever, right?" I'm just saying, like, that's my thing, right? That's my thing about people, where it's like, and then there's a whole like, I'm sorry, but you can change. That's what prison is for. You go to prison to like rehabilitate yourself, to change, to come back into society and be a better person. Doesn't matter what you did. That's what the whole thing of prison was back in the day. Back in like way back in ancient times, way back, like by biblical times. I'm talking like Israelite biblical times. You would have people. The point of prison was you'd do anything wrong. You'd go to prison and then you'd get rehabilitated into being a better person to never do that again in society. That's what happened, and so that's why there was a whole point of forgiveness, and in like age biblical times like that. Oh dang it. Anyway, and then there's also why like you would see less people like murderers get out of prison because you'd be like Paul kind of people where it's like God would be like, well, you do your change, and there you go, right? So look, that's just my opinion on the man. I don't love the guy. I think Dr. Seuss is great. I like a lot of Dr. Seuss specials. They're like the Peanuts. There's way more than you would ever think. Like, does anybody ever watched the Grinch, Cat in the Hat? Has you ever watched the Grinch? Yeah, Grinch, Cat in the Hat. You ever watched Halloween is Grinch Night. Do you ever watch All the Places You'll Go? Have you ever watched Horton Hears a Who, the original? Have you ever watched the original Lorax? There's a lot of them people haven't seen. There's like the one or two that you have seen. Maybe you've seen Horton Hears a Who, and maybe you've seen the Lorax, the original ones. But I don't think you've seen because you know about them, or in the Cat in the Hat maybe. But like you don't tell me you've seen anything other than How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Come on, 90% of people I know have never seen anything other than that. Like, they did more. Maybe you've seen Horton Hears a Who because it was on the VHS tape of Horton of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. You know, the original? 67? 66? I don't know. I'm going to look. I'll look what it was. It was like 66, I think. Let me look. Either 66 or 67. So let's go to videos. I have it on my iPod. Because I have it on VHS, and I mean, look, my opinion, you know what my opinion on you know what my opinion on piracy is? Technically, yes. Even if you own the movie and you download it off of your own DVD, it's technically still piracy to a certain extent. But I think that you can get away with that better than you could not doing that. Anyway, and, you know, nobody's going to find out. Anyway, but torrenting is a whole different story. Don't torrent a lot. Don't do a lot of it. Anyway, my opinion on piracy is nah, it's not going to say when it was, or is it? No. But, I do think that if you're talking about piracy, like, you own the movie in some form. I don't care what form you own it in. I'm with Linus Sebastian, where he talked about one time, does Linus pirate? It's like, yes, Linus pirates because Linus says to himself, he thinks this is an ethical thing, not a legal thing. Ethically, you own a VHS tape of something, right? He doesn't care what version he gets. He's gonna go get the best version. He's gonna say, I own it in one form, therefore I should own a digital version in. He goes and gets a Blu-ray, right, or an HD Blu-ray, whatever, right? Right? And so I'm kind of with him too. It's like, because what happened with last night was I was trying to watch Star Wars, or finish watching Star Wars Episode 2, right? And what happened was two things. One, actually, first of all, before that one, um, the the Grinch on Christmas, I couldn't find my tape, and I was just like, you know, I own the tape. I'll download a version of it off of Internet Archive, and that's it. Now, is that illegal? Technically, yes. I don't know how the Internet Archive gets around that, but it's a library, so I don't know. Anyway, it's not the Library of Congress, but anyway. So that's one. And I was like, I don't care. But this one's a big one, because what happened with the Star Wars Episode 2 was it wasn't running very well. And then I got it to run okay, like to run like fine. And then last night it got all wonky and then stopped and then just broke. And I had to or it got cut and I had to pull it out. And then just it broke. And so for me, I was like, "Aw, man." You know, I was like, "Aw, man." Lisa was like, "Aw, man." Okay. And then what happened was I decided, like, I didn't do it yet, I haven't done it yet, but I feel like I just wanted, like, download it. I'm like, I don't care. Give me Episode 2. I don't care. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. I own them. I know I do. Like, seriously. I own them. Like, also, I've looked at watching movies on this iPod. I actually really like the size of the iPod. Oh, it's like about a postage stamp size, yeah. Screen. It's not for watching movies, but I've watched multiple, and I mean multiple movies on this iPod, and I thought, wow, it's pretty damn good. It's not great, but it's pretty damn good. I love. Is that Telstar? No. Turner. Turner? As in Turner Classic Movies, as in Ted Turner? As in the. As in the. What's the guy? Reporter? No, the Anchorman? I think so. Anyway. I didn't notice that. You know, as a kid, I never liked this movie in comparison to the Jim Carrey version. I don't know why. I loved the Jim Carrey version. I thought Jim Carrey version was like amazing. And then you learn how it was made, and he's like literally like breaking down and having panic attacks and all this every day because like the makeup took like I think it took 2.5 to 3 hours to put on, and then he was also told like the one thing he was told to do all the time by a ex Navy SEAL who would like train all the people for torture was because it was torture basically to him, and the Navy SEAL was like the guy was like yeah basically yeah you're basically doing the same kind of torture that Navy SEALs endure in like interrogations and tortures and stuff. And what he came up to the conclusion was, you just smoke a fuck ton of cigarettes for some reason. I don't know why that helps, but it apparently does. So apparently it does. So I don't know. Like I don't know, but I'm just saying like that's what I've learned. Anyway, I don't like, and I watch it now and go, it is, objectively better. I'm sorry, it is. I don't care who you are. I think it's objectively better. That's not the best movie, and you can like it better. I like the other one better still. I watched the new one with Benedict Cumberbatch in theaters. It was me, my dad, and two other females behind me. That was the whole theater on like a Thursday or Friday or Saturday night or something. And so for me, I was just like, okay, whatever. I saw it and I went, oh my god. Because the one that I hated was, the thing that I hated about that movie was, they made him out to be more nice than he was, and like a whole like thing, and it was just not good. I didn't like that part about him. But the other thing is they changed the song "You're a Mean One" to this hip hop version. It's like "You're a mean one." Yeah, I'm like, no, stop, please, now, no. I was like, oh my god, why? And then I listened to it, right? And I kept listening to it and listening to it and listening. It grew on me to the point of like, it's not terrible, but it's not good. Like, it's not better than the original. Not even close. That's like a classic song, Christmas song. I have this whole thing on vinyl. I found it on record. It's crazy. That's cool. You know what I saw? I don't know if it's real. It would be the best thing ever, and I'd buy it immediately if I could find it. I think it was a meme joke, but still, that's still funny and great. And if it was real, I'd buy it. But I found the Wii Sports soundtrack on vinyl. I saw a video of a guy playing it. I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing. I want it right now. But anyway, like I don't hate it. I'm just saying it's not good. Anyway, so that's that one. So that's the first book I got. The second book is called Cracking Animation. Cracking like it's good. Cracking, because the top here says Cracking New Edition Grommet. It's basically Peter Lord and Brian Sibley talking about the Aardman book of 3D animation. So he's talking about 3D animation. And he's talking about how like they came up with all the ideas for like and how they did all the stuff. And that's the kind of animation I want to do. I want to do live action 3D animation. Now that doesn't make any sense really. It's technically, because if you think about it, it's technically live action, because it's in the real life, 3D animation. You may think to yourself, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense, but no, it does. Anyway, for me, I feel like that's the kind I want to do. Because I did try and do regular animation. I can't draw to save my life, but I can make a sculpture of a character that would walk around, right? I need these guys. I'm doing it wrong because my mom was like, yeah, but aren't these much bigger? And I'm like, yes, they're 1.5 feet, maybe even 2 feet. They're massive. These characters are massive. You look at Aardman animation and you just see massive, and I mean massive characters in comparison to what I was making. I was making 3-inch, 4-inch characters. Try doing that. 3 feet, 2 feet, 1.5 feet. There's a lot of things you learn about producing anything when I was looking up all this stuff. So I asked someone once too. I'm like, how do I do this? How do I get this background? How do I get the green screen working better? And the guy basically came to me and told me, oh, you have to be far away from it. And I went, really? He goes, yeah, the farther the better. In real studios, they go 6 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet, 18 feet away from the wall. I'm like, no way. Yeah, and you have to have it lit correctly. And that I know. That I knew. I really had to have lit correctly, but my gosh, did you have to be far away? Because you want separation from the character to the screen, so it doesn't look like you're like connected to it. Basically. Trim up the tree with little stuff like little bombs and who flew Christmas stuff like nothing. He's a definition. This guy's a definition of making up random words or like a random species of animal that he made up. The Wazzledoodle, the Swang Dangler, or I can give you real ones like Wockets and stuff like Wocket in my pocket, or there's a Ordle in my, there's a Waff in my bath, or there's a Schnoddle in my I don't know. He's the greatest at making up random words. Like Grinch is probably a word he made up. He made up who's probably something he made up. Like he's the best at that. Anyway, I'm just saying. So yeah, and then this is like exactly the kind of stuff I want to make. I realize that's the kind of animation I want to make. I don't care for regular animation because I just think it's dumb. I want 3 different animated movies one day. 3D animated, 2D animated, by hand, and stop motion. And I mean, look, in theory, I could get to that point, but I'd have to like really know what I'm doing first. My first thing is do my. I don't know if I've ever told you people, but I want to do a documentary. So just like get the documentary done first. And so because I'd have the documentary done, I would have an understanding of how to film a movie, right? So like I'd know, okay, well this is what I want to do. So I asked my friend who's a videographer / photographer, and she was like I said, do you have any dreams? Because he said my dream is this. Do you have any dreams? She said, not really. Live off the freelancing. I'm like, okay. And then the other the other thing was maybe make a movie or two. And I'm like, fair enough. Fair. That's fair. Kind of like that's fair. I probably want to do that too. Live off of freelancing and then just cool. And so like I was like, okay, sure. Like sure, yeah. It's like, oh yeah, which is fair. Make 1 or 2 movies. I don't particularly want to make like a million movies, but she asked me like, is this just like a one-off hobby thing, like make one or something, or you want to do this, career? And I'm like, I'd love to do this for a living. And I'm like, I'd love to make this a career. And she's like, I would. If I knew what I was doing and I'd love to do it, I would make this a career. I'd be one of those directors though that would probably act in my own movies because I love acting. Now look, my documentary, I don't know enough about it yet. I have about a page and a half of that documentary written. I don't know enough about the subject yet to like come to the conclusion of like talk about it myself, like to say that I could talk about it myself. But yeah, like I think hand-drawn 2D animation is lost. Is just full on lost to this generation of animators because like nobody cares because computer can do it so much faster. But then again, I don't think it's that much better. Although we use what's called, or most of the animation now is called rigging, where you have like points. You have like these like pinpoints or rig points, right? And you just move the arm in that rig point. So like it's Toon Boom animation or something like that, where the Simpsons are made with now. And it's not hand drawn. Nothing's hand drawn, and also nothing's even drawn again and again and again. What happened is you make a character in a certain pose, and all the character does is they just become a rag doll, and you just move them into the poses you want them to be in. You have to know how to do it, right? Or else you look like a rag doll. It looks weird. But yeah, personally, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's easier, but I like the whole 2D animated look of things. I like how it looks like you've drawn it on a piece of paper, and the background looks like it's been painted or something. Like if you look at Peanuts. Peanuts is a great example of having very strange backgrounds, but they look amazing. Like you can pull them out. They're never blue sky. I mean, the new 3D animated movie does, but none of the specials ever had, or movies ever had blue sky, or TV show ever had blue skies, or ever had blue skies, and looks normal. It's all like weird, like oranges and purples and grays and blacks. It's very bizarre. Even like green. It's very bizarre. But anyway, what are they saying? Yeah, so that's one of them. Where like it's hand drawn. Or if you watch the early the first few seasons of even SpongeBob has it like that. But the first few seasons of Arthur, right, the TV show, Arthur Reed, that PBS Arthur, you get this like look of like, wow, you can definitely tell the background has been drawn. Or watch any cartoon from like the 80s, like Transformers, He-Man, She-Ra, that kind of stuff. Ninja Turtles. You can see when you see a mistake, oh, that's it. That's the one. That's great. Anyway, what was I saying? So personally, I really like how that looks. There's like a look to it that looks very distinguished. Like you can tell, especially with like, and now they make things like Flushed Away too for 3D animated, where it's not live action. If that makes any sense. it's like computer generated 3D, and I'm like which is simulating you doing a stop motion. And then there's like ways to fake it in editing where you like make it look like it's a stop motion, where it looks like it's being shot at 24 frames, where the guy's moving in like such a way. Which I don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying, get the real stuff, right? You have to have the real stuff too. Like the best. I just watched recently, maybe a month ago. I watched about a month ago. The Pirates band, the Misfits, right? I have it right here next to me. And to be honest, right? To be honest, I really like Pirates band, the Misfits. It's a kind of very like shallow movie. There's not much from it, but it's Aardman, so it's good. And it's Columbia Pictures, Sony Pictures Animation, Columbia Pictures, Sony Columbia Pictures, Sony Pictures Animation, and Aardman. Oh, the Pirates movie.com. Okay, .net. Sorry. Soundtrack on soundtrack on Madison Gate Records. Okay, so yeah, it's a fine movie, but like it's just one of those wow. And my dad was asking me all these things like, well, how do they do the water? Because I'm watching with my dad. How do they do the? Because I know a little bit about animation. He's like, how do they do the water? How do they do this? How do they do that? I'm like, I don't freaking damn clue. He's like, I know. I didn't go into that part of the class. I was taking a class on 2D animation off of oh yeah, off of um Udemy. So one of those like Skillshare type of websites. But anyway, and I was like, okay, I'm not saying I don't know. So yeah, it's great. It's amazing. I'm like, I didn't get that part of it though. So like for me at least, I was like, oh wow. Oh, there we go. So like it is impressive when you see, especially stop motion animation when like they do something impressive. Like they do lots of water, and I was like, I don't know. That blows my mind. I don't know how they do it. Yeah, so that was impressive. Any animation to me is impressive because it's like wow, you sat there for probably 5 to 10 years just doing this in particular. Although the thing with animation, stop motion animation is you move anything and your whole thing's just screwed. That's why Disney also it takes like 5 minutes to produce like some. I think it's something like that. So it's I think something to the effect of like 5 times as much. It takes like 5 or 10 times as much time to do something than you will actually get the footage of. So like you want a minute of footage, it'll take 5 to 10 minutes. And Disney just sits there meticulously like owning and honing and doing and doing and turning and turning all this like meticulous doing, making sure nobody ever gets anything wrong, especially when they're doing things like Nightmare Before Christmas, stuff like that. So for me, at least, I feel like wow, because I had my characters fall all the time, and I had to like figure out. Although I had onion skins, so that's good. It was still impossibly hard to figure out exactly where they went. So every like scene would be stupidly like not. I mean, it wasn't that long a scene, but it took me wow. Of real time, probably a month, but 6 months of just oh my god. I still haven't finished editing it because it's like ridiculous how dumb it is. It's so dumb. I've been hyping this to people too for like a year. I told like a bunch of people I'm making this thing. It's great. It's whatever. And now I'm like, oh. And my friend went around telling people. I'm like, oh no, please stop. Oh, I'm not done. I don't know if it's ever gonna get done because it's so hard to do. Because my only problem with it is it would be done today. If it would be done today if my characters weren't the same color as the background I'm using as a green screen / blue screen. I might just F it and say forget it and just go with, but I've gone so far that I'm like, no, I need to actually like do anyway. Look, in my opinion, I don't really care. I have to get it done eventually. I thought I would get it done like 3 or 4 months ago. Nah, not even close. Anyway, I thought I'd get it done I thought I'd get the editing done in like 2 weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. But now I realize, no, you edit for years. Like I might be here for like a year editing this stupid thing because I'm just also not motivated to actually edit it. But anyway, it's an animation I made, and it's supposed to be an episodic thing where whatever. But like I don't know if I'm ever gonna get it done properly, right? Anyway, look, in my opinion, I might just kill it. Can it? I might still do it eventually, but it might be one of those things that just never gets done. And then I'd like start being like, yeah, that video you're waiting for, yeah, I made it over here, and it's this one, and I'll just like shove it. This be the thing that I was talking about, which would be a lie, but still, anyway. But yeah, I mean, personally, I don't want to work on it. I'm like, oh my god, it's so hard, but yeah. So that's animation. I love animation. I love watching animation. I was telling somebody one time I hate doing. Hate the process. I'm like, yes, I hate the process of doing. Yeah, but once the final result comes out, because his dad, I knew a guy whose dad was is an animator. His dad and his sister, and so I was like, oh my god, I hate doing it. It's like, yes, you, and he's like, yes, but the end result's amazing. And he's like, I'm like, yes, it's fantastic when you get the end result. But I hate doing it completely. I hate it. Or you watch some of the old, like, even old Dr. Seuss like specials, Dr. Seuss teleplays, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing movies. Where it's like, this is, and like you see the intricate detail of like the backgrounds, like the Lorax or it's like all the like, or like the Grinch or Grinch Halloween or any of that stuff. It's great. Snitches, cat. The Grinch is a cat in the hat. So like, oh, it's so great. All the places we'll go, it's like you look and you're like, wow, that's really good background. Like you can tell it's hand drawn. It's really nice. I love it. Anyway, that's my opinion on that stuff. I think I'll do it one day, but I don't know if I'll ever get done. I'm just telling you right now, don't ever expect that to ever come out. Don't expect it to ever come out. Now, is it going to come out? Maybe. Am I going to work on it more? Yes. But is it ever going to come out? Don't know. That's my dream. My dream is to just get any kind of thing. I can put my name behind anything. I don't care what it is. I told my friend. I told her it was like, because she said something to the effect of like, "What do you want?" or something, or "You're working on movies, aren't you?" And then it's like, this. I said I want a book, animated movie, live action, hand drawn, and stop motion. I want. Or I don't know if I said that, but I want a video game. And she's like, "I'm a documentary that I'm gonna make." And I was like, I kept telling her about a documentary I was gonna make, Sword Quest. Well, my documentary was gonna make, right? So the subject was, well, I said that now, so it's about the Sword Quest games. But anyway, but yeah, so the subject, yeah, so, and she was just like, do it, like, just get to doing it. I'm like, yeah, but you got to do one thing at a time. I said, yes, the documentary's first on priority on my list. I know something I put my name on, and more than these YouTubers do, where you hear, because I watched a video recently when Chad Tronic, I don't know if you know that guy, is like developing a game, and then it brought me back to all these people. I think Markiplier is a game. I know PewDiePie has a game. I know Jacksepticeye has some sort of game. I think maybe not. I know Jordan Mayer and Captain Sparkles has a game, and then Smosh had a game. But none of these, and then what's it called, had a game. But they made it. Game Grumps had a game, but they made it off of a game that they found on a Dandy cartridge. So basically a Famicom cartridge. Anyway, a Russian Famicom cartridge or like a USSR Soviet Union Famicom cartridge. Anyway, none of these people created anything. They just have something to put their name behind. I want something a little bit more than that. I want to have directed or made or done something. Contributing more than nothing, basically. Or contributed more than just saying, I would like this. Because at that point, I can pay anybody to do anything. You have enough money, you pay anybody to do anything. Now, do I think that's terrible? No. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it's the worst way to do it. But what I'm saying is, don't go expecting that to be like some crazy great, like, thing. Basically, I'm saying I'm not going to be proud of it the same way I would be if I had my name behind something that I actually did. You know? So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just my opinion. It's like oh, man. I don't feel like I would. I don't feel like I would be as proud of something. You know? Like, I wouldn't be nearly as proud of something if I didn't, you know, have a put my name behind it. I don't know. I just feel like, whatever, right? I'd be like, well, look, it's not terrible. Don't get me wrong. It's not terrible. These people aren't terrible. And technically, yes, they can put their name behind that because they paid for it, right? They invested in it. They put the money in it. They paid a guy to do whatever they did. But I feel like, no, like, it's not as cool. Like, I didn't design or make or build or whatever, anything. Like, I would never do a ghostwriting because I would think that's so stupid. I get people to help me, edit it, editors, this, that, and the other thing. But I wouldn't have someone just write it for me, because that's stupid. That's just dumb. I'm trying to see what that clicking noise is. I feel like it's like... Oh, it's the microphone. It's the cable going from my Rode Video Micro to Micro. It's a cable that goes into the Micro, not out into the Zoom H1N. So... Yep, don't do that. Oh, that hurts my ears. I'm listening to it in my, what are these things called again? These are called X... They say somewhere, don't they? There. They are called KZEDX Bass Dynamic earphones. So, oh, they're some of the best earphones I've ever heard in my life. They're like, they blow my mind how good they are. I used to think like Apple's is the like gold standard of nothing should be worse than this, but then I'm like, no, nothing should be worse than this. This is like, and they're only like $25 or something. They're insane. It's like insane how good these headphones are. I bought them off the recommendation of Dank Pods, right? And I was like, these are incredible. Because he would say the same thing. He'd be like, look, nothing should be worse than, they should be the gold standard. Nothing should be worse than Apple's EarPods, right? And I was like, yeah, no. And I used to like them. I never liked the design. They were weird, or they never like worked well. But now I'm like, they grew on me, and I don't really care. And now they're great. Like, they're fine. But for me, I still like. I've heard these now, and I'm like, these are so much better. Just infinitely better. Like, they're just so much better. Like, there's nothing worse about them. There's nothing bad about them, really. They're so good. I mean, yeah, they're not the greatest. They don't sound the best. There's things that I don't like about them. I keep losing my rubber ear tip. I've lost 2 of them, so. But, I mean, excuse me. But they're great. So I just found another random ear rubber piece and I'm using it. But anyway, it's like, it's so bizarre, but like, it's amazing. It's mind-blowingly good. I have to say, it's very good. It's very, very good. Now, are they amazing? No. Are they terrible? No. They're like good for the price. It's kind of like how I was watching the Park Bench with Matt Gray and Tom Scott and Matt Gray, and they were talking about their kit and the things they used to film, and one of the things was a Rode, I don't remember what it was called, Lav Mic Pro or something. It was like about 40 pounds, and they were like, because what Matt Gray said, basically both episodes, because I watched an old one and a newer one of them, the kit and what they used to film, and what he basically was saying was the point was, you go really cheap, like $10, $15, which is what I have here, which is, I don't even know what, I keep doing that. That's awful, wow. Anyway, and you get these, like, no-name brand, you've never heard of lav mics that just suck, because they don't even go into your phone, they're only good for, like, connecting into, like, a recorder of some kind, and, it works, it's not bad, it's just not good. I wouldn't say it's good. I wouldn't, use it for professional, like, TV movies or any of that stuff. Not even close. But I don't think it's terrible. It's usable if you had if you had to. But my thing I'm trying to say here is that Rode mic is like actually usable because he goes $5, $10, $15, absolute garbage. But then good quality, $200, $150, $200, $250, $300 for a lav mic. And some of those don't even go into can't even connect to your phone through an app, through a recording thing. Like, because they were also talking about how, and so that's 40 pounds, and it's actually really good. I can't find it on Amazon right now, but I might get one day. The other thing they're saying is the microphone on the Zoom H1N. Now, I've not experienced this firsthand, really, because I've never really listened to it, but I've used it a few times, and you hear tiny little creaks in the Zoom H1 or H1N. tiny little that you could pick up if you're not doing it right. Also, wind resistance terrible. I should get I have a pop filter for from my old like newer NW700, I think it's called. Anyway, and it works. It's fine. It's good. It's not bad. Um, and so I put it on this whenever I use it for recording stuff when I'm out and about. I should probably not use it. I should probably bring this with me. This my Rode Video Micro, and then just connect it with a really long cable in a bag or something, and just like long. Anyway, now the great thing about it would be cool if I could like turn it on and like start recording without ever being having taken out my bag. But anyway, and so he was talking about how like the mic is terrible in the sense that if you needed to if you're going to place it on somewhere like that's never going to move, tripod, place where or like a table or something, it's never going to move. Sure, it's fine. But if you're holding it, you hear every tiny little movement with your hand, every wind, creak, all the wind, every tiny creak and crack. It's like annoying how bad it is. But I mean, it's not the worst. But if you needed to, you connect something into it and it works really well. Like it is the like literal bottom of the barrel bog standard. Like nothing should be worse than this. And I think personally, nothing should be worse than they were making the point of nothing should be worse than a Zoom H1, not the H1N, the H1. And I was like, I think nothing should be worse than Apple's built-in audio recorder. I'm surprised not all phones have an audio recorder built in. But it's like a camera, right? Nothing should be worse than your camera on your phone, right? That's at least my opinion. Now, I have an app called Dolby On. It like blew my mind how good you can get things sound. I'm like, wow, this sounds really good. And it does. It really does. I really think it does sound good. But is it amazing and perfect? No, of course not. But is it also great? No. I mean, but it is surprising how well, because it does a lot of processing. And its whole like selling point is we can process your audio to sound like immaculate. And I'm just like, really? And I listened to it and I was like, wow, that's actually really good. That is like surprisingly good. That song stuck in my head. The yeah, so I mean, I think that nothing should be worse than that. Your phone's microphone with using the built-in iPhone audio recorder. That's audio recording. So for me at least, I feel like yeah. So look, in my opinion, and then we're talking also about how audio is way more important than video, which it is. It's 100%. It is way more important than video. That's why radio came first. That's why radio still exists. That's why podcasts are a thing, because you can get your message out. Like, you can literally record on a literal potato, and nobody would give a hoot. They wouldn't care. What they would care about would be the audio. The video, forget it. Nobody cares. The video, nobody cares. That my dad asked why, because the previous church's pastor, we watched them on YouTube on live, right, on stream, and definitely understand what this guy's talking about. The guy's head of audio at that church, at my old church, and and because my dad asked me, maybe you would know, and then I said, well, okay, maybe he would know, because I don't know. Why is he holding his microphone instead of having one of those like earpiece microphones? Right? And I thought it was the same thing. It's probably just better mic quality. Just my guess. And then I asked him, and he's like, no, that's exactly what it is. Like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just better. Like, it's just better mic quality. And it's not that it's like so much better, but it's more reliable mic quality. Like, you're not gonna have random outages or random this, or like sound like you've just done this and got away and then come this close and then come that close and then come this close and then come that close and then had me look this way and then sound somehow like this for some reason. I don't know, like they're just better. And it's a directional mic. No, it's an omnidirectional, I think is what's called, where like you can hear it from all sides, so you can like record it in any way. Like from like he can hold it. He can flip the thing around, like spin the thing around, and it would still sound fine, and like be away from himself and like look around, unlike a directional mic like this one. This is I think it's shotgun, but it's a directional mic where holding it in front of my mouth right now, you can hear me. But if I hold it the opposite direction, away from me, you can't hear a damn thing. Nothing. There's very, very little you can hear. So, very little you can hear. So, and I was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And so they were saying, record on your phone, literally record your phone. It doesn't matter. Record on your phone. And then audio, worry about that later. Use the audio off of the phone. It's not even that bad. Tripod, whatever. And then if you really want, go get like the one that he was talking about, the Lav Mic Pro or whatever it was called. Lav Mic Plus. Or just get like a cheap one that connects properly, or get an adapter and connect any cheap, or get any like shotgun microphone you can connect to your phone, or invest in like a $60, $60, Rode Video Micro. Like here, it's about $60. I paid $50 for it. I saved about $10. And then this Zoom H1N it's a backup, but it's backup for a lot of things. But no, sorry, my original audio is backup. But and I saved $60 probably. I think they're $150, if I'm not mistaken, or $100, something like that. $150, it's $70, something like that. I'd say though quite a lot of money. Like, I think it's quite a lot of money on this thing. Like, cause I asked my friend and said, "Is this good?" And he's like, "You're saving like 50, 60, $70. Yeah, pretty damn good." I bought it, and it's one of the best investments I've made in my gear ever, because sound was a big problem for me. I couldn't sync sound. I couldn't have sound and video. I would record my sound like a lot of people do, where I was making a video game. So I'd have my video sound be here in one section, like video sound from the camera, from the game. Then I'd have the video sound be in like whatever camera or recorder or webcam, whatever software, OBS, LMS, whatever, OBS, Streamlabs, whatever. And then I would have my sound for me be coming in from like Audacity or something, and just being like, ugh. And it was all like 3 different sound sources. It was really 2 different sound sources, because I eventually said, no, forget this. I'll connect the mic from the camera, be my sound, and then just have the game sound. It ended up being 2 different sounds, and I just whatever. But then I realized, well, no, that's stupid. Get a real sound. And now I have a mic that goes into my camera, or goes into my like editing software, and now I have this for like if I'm going to record some like vlog or something. I'll just do this. I'll sync the 2 of these up together and be done with it. Like, I don't have a problem with sound anymore. Like, it's just 2 things to sync up. It's just one clap, Wait, one clap at the one clap, at the beginning, and then I just sync it up with the sound. And I don't even sync it up anymore. My editor syncs it up now, and I just make one clap and be done with it. Because that's what I said to myself one time. I came to the conclusion that I would make videos probably once a week. I probably would do more than once a week, but I'd probably do like once a week if I were to have an editor who would edit for me. Now, highly produced, highly graphical edits, no. I have to pay this guy. But this guy apparently wants to do it for free. I'm like, no, you don't. You do not. Go fluck yourself. He is putting himself into these things by saying at the beginning of the video, edited by. And I'm like, okay, well, fine. I don't really care. You can do that. I don't care. Like, I don't have a problem with that. But what I was saying was, like, I was like, don't try and get anything, don't try and snick with anything. I didn't even watch one of the videos that he made, and then and then I looked at the thumbnail, and the thumbnail some random guy, just a face of some random guy, and I'm like, oh my god, it was the vlog of getting the camera. I didn't really do much vlogging of that camera. I should have vlogged a lot more, but well. But anyway, I'm going to vlog going to the Montreal Biodome. I'm going to. I don't know if I, will do too much of it, but I will definitely vlog. And look, okay. In my opinion, I hate. That's the one part of making a video that I hate. I hate no because I can like record for an hour, right? Let's say an hour. Let's say an hour. You record for about an hour. I don't want to sit there for another 4. Literally, I've sat for 4, 5, 6 hours to come up with a. No, you know what the stupid thing was? I would record for a couple of hours, right? Out, go somewhere. I'd go, just take a bit of it, and I would sit there for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours of me just doing this, like trying to find the right songs to put behind it, trying to find the right, like background music, trying to find the right clips, trying to find what do I cut out, what do I not cut out. I have to cut out some of this. It's way too long. Do I want this or that or this or that? It's like what the? Oh my god, it's so dumb. At least to me, it's like, oh my god, like it's just bad. It's really bad. But look, in my opinion, that's what I hate about making stuff. Now, if the other guy had to do it for 8 hours, I would probably pay the guy. Be like, yeah, look, here's an 8-hour actual shift. Here you go. I'll do like $5. I don't know. I want to pay him one day. I want to just like send him money every time I do it. But he doesn't want money at this point. It's exposure, which is fair. Where he's probably going to do? He's probably going to, bum off me, do it for free, get exposure, and then be able to say, oh, I worked on this, and I didn't. Not only did I work on this guy's videos, if I ever became big or whatever, I'm an editor, a Jack Sucks for Life kind of setup. Not only that, he can say something. Not only that, he can say something like, he just. Yeah. No. Do I need the CDs? I have some DVDs. No CDs. I need CDs. You have some what? DVDs, but I need CDs. CDs? You need? I need a CD. Okay. And give me a bunch of these. So I'm not going to make a CD yet. Give me a bunch of these and I'll put them on one CD. Okay. So yeah. How many can you put on there? I think we put like 25 or something songs. Yeah, there's 25 in the red one, and 30 in the other. There's 50 in the red one. No, it's 24. On this one. 25. What does it say 30 on the cover? Palenka's 30th anniversary. Go away. So yeah. What were they just talking about? I don't even know what I was just talking about, but like, yeah. I was recording or something, or I don't remember. I don't know, because now I forgot what I was talking about. Damn you. My dad walked in and I know what I was talking about. So yeah. Do we have an internet problem she wants to know? So yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying like that's. Oh yeah. So he could say, oh, well, I know how to edit because I edited for like 6 years, right, or whatever, or I edited for whatever amount of time and I got better. Because like a lot of people ask that question, how do you get better at editing? And editing is not some sort of trick, and there's not some sort of thing that you don't know. Like, oh, you don't know the ways, or go to this class and you'll know how to edit. No, you just get better. You just like do it. You learn tips and tricks, but you just get better at just do more editing, which is fair, which is 100% fair. I mean, I've gotten better at editing by just editing. So yeah, I'm definitely not saying there aren't ways to get better, but I'm saying, like, look, just anyway. So I think that's going to be it for now, guys. Again, in the description, there is, if you want to get in contact with me, there's the, what's it called? Email. Sorry, I completely blanked on that email. tacoimposters@gmail.com. That's tacoimposters@gmail.com. Then there's the 2 Discords. And if you want to contribute, there's the Patreon. I haven't checked my Patreon in a long time. Maybe I might have Patreons that are waiting for stuff to get. But anyway. So yeah, personally, I don't want to say personally. No, I'm done. I don't know what I'm talking about. I should just shut up now and be done with it because I don't know what I'm talking about. I say personally a lot, and I say, don't get me wrong, a lot. Or I realize I say that more than I thought I did. Anyway. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for now, guys. So, adios, mi amigos.